So we're here at the Swartkops mouth, and we're going to be doing a little excursion in the area, having a look at plastic pollution and how far-reaching it is. So we're going to follow the estuary along its course and just explore a little bit and give an assessment of how bad plastic pollution is. So you can see here we're at the mouth, and shopping bags are wedged in everywhere, fishing line. Last night's high tide, polystyrene, lots of different pieces, different colors, blue, black, white. Where's all this going?
On.
Okay, so we're at the middle reaches of the Swartkops Estuary, and we're following the course of the estuary and the river, tracking plastic pollution. So here where we are now is the outlet of the Motherwell stormwater canal, and you can see it's basically entering the estuary right down here, and obviously there are attempts to try and control plastic pollution, but you'll see in a moment the extent of all of this. So this is the stormwater canal. It has been recently cleaned, but you can see all of this is making its way into the estuary. If it doesn't flow there, it goes via wind. So this is all coming down from the local community up at the top, and there's not good service delivery in these areas, and the plastic is extensive. So what can we see here? Bottles, cool drink bottles, looks like the bumper of a car, packets, polystyrene, tires, chip packets, rainbow chicken portions, Doritos chips. Who else can, Hansa, beer. Sam's with us today.
Hello.
Sam's an honour student, and he's coming with on this expedition to track plastic pollution. There's Mfundo in the background. It gives you a good idea of the size of the stormwater canal. So whatever's going on up top there is making its way down into the nearest aquatic ecosystem. So this grid system is supposed to serve as a litter trap. It obviously needs maintenance, daily cleaning, and when the litter piles up and it's not clean, it literally just flows over, as you can see, heading down there towards the estuary. So the Swartkops Conservancy actually makes an effort to try and do litter picking every week. They fund some ladies who were formerly jobless, and they provide employment for them to pick up the litter, but they're basically fighting a losing battle. So the Conservancy will come with a trailer and they will pick this mess up, and a few days later they start all over again.
Okay, so what's happening here is that the government has actually sent out a tender to a private company in the area. And now these ladies that we see here are employed by that company, private company, through the EPW. So what they do is they clean, they gather the waste, and then the truck comes in and collects the waste. So this is still in the process of being cleaned. It'll probably be much cleaner once they're done.
That's good. Enkos kakula. Thank you for your hard work.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Children too.
Right. So we at a natural freshwater lake, and this lake is right next door to the Swartkops Estuary. This lake is unfortunately heavily polluted, and you can see what goes on here. So there's a lot of plastic that's being collected. We even see a small gill net with polystyrene floats in the water there. Gill netting is obviously illegal. They've just used rubbish to tilapia to make the gill net. Seems like they caught some tilapia. I know this ecosystem very well, and I actually can't believe I'm walking in it. It's one of the most polluted water bodies in the metro, right next to the Swartkops. They say I must come look, so I'm going. It's very sludgy. Yeah, just careful of glass and stuff. It's just plastic pollution everywhere. Pollution to weight it down and float it up. So they're using rocks tied together in bags. Polystyrene is afloat. Let's see, lift it up. Okay, and they've caught a tilapia. There we go. The water stinks. This is highly eutrophied water. Oh jeez, I think I picked the deepest part to cross. Oh wetland. And as you can see, lots of eutrophication, lots of plastic pollution, all sorts, from shoes to shopping baskets to bottles to you name it. I think you'd find it here in pieces. And Port Elizabeth being a windy city, when garbage isn't cleared, the wind obviously also is a big disperser of plastic pollution. We're still following the course of this little natural wetland, and you can see here, you can't even see the water anymore. There's still birds around. People just dump their garbage away from their houses, and it looks like this. That's the start of the wetland.
So basically, what the ladies are saying, one of the ladies of the community center here, what they are saying is that the plastic pollution is a result of people that are coming from the outside, not the people who are here in the community themselves, but coming from the outside to drop, pollution and waste on the edge of the water.
So illegal dumping.
Illegal dumping. So what will happen is the trucks will come in, the municipality will come in and clean on certain occasions, and then people will actually, by the next day, there will be waste dropped on the same spot again. And so people will dump waste. There's a lot of illegal dumping on the back here as well. And the problem that has been noted is that the truck doesn't go into the streets individually. So it picks up waste at a centralized spot. So now people might be, there might be a problem with non-compliance. You know,
yes.
with the set day of refuse collection.
Yes.
So someone might not go on the day. Someone might be busy, whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then people will actually pile up their garbage now.
Yes,
at the same
yes.
spot, and it will disperse from there.
Yes.
You know, so.
And on windy days like today, it's extra problematic. Yes.
So, Mama.
Enkosi kakhulu, enkosi kakhulu.
Saying is that she collects once a day. So with a full bucket, this full sack, she's gonna collect the sack and then take it to Dilpat, which is about 2-3 kilometers away from here. She's working with her husband, who's off collecting litter at the time being. And what they do is they don't get much for this, but then they do it on a daily basis. So it's a daily income. Currently, the municipality will come in every Wednesday in this area, but then there's still some dumping that happens, and I think most of it goes in from other areas, because you can see it's actually more
less than 100 rand. Yes. 6 in the morning until 6 until 2 for less than $100.
Yeah. Here looks like a communal dumping area, and that lady there is collecting what she can to eke out a living from this dump site adjacent to this beautiful wetland. And apparently the municipality does come up here once a week and collects garbage, but it really isn't a sustainable way to manage garbage, because as you can see, the wind is blowing a lot of this garbage that's uncontained into the adjacent wetland. We have here lots of plastic, washing baskets, polystyrene, nappies, unsustainable, non-recyclables, heaps of nappies. Jump over the nappies. So something's not working in these areas with regards to how the metro is managing plastic waste. It's becoming painfully clear. Oh, I love Jerusalem. Play it, son. We need to feel positive after this.
Remember 2019 December,
So here we're at the headwaters of the Swartkops. This is the lower river right here, and just a short way ahead, roughly where those trees are, on the right hand side coming down there is the very top of the estuary. So let's have a look around here, and you can see there is literally no escape from plastic. Polystyrene boxes. Lemon cream wrapper. Sweet wrappers. Old cool drink bottles. Ever a shortage of good old Coke bottle. It's actually quite beautiful up here, except for all the horrible obvious signs of humans. It's a typical windy day in Port Elizabeth. You can see it's a spring high tide. The tide is just turning, and we have a westerly wind blowing. And we've been looking at plastics that are visible, and now I'd like to show you what you don't see. So we're going to put a plankton net out and just have a look at what's floating around in the water column. So I'm just going to use a simple WP2 plankton net. Its mesh size is 500 microns, so that's 0.5 millimeter by 0.5 millimeter, very small. So we're going to see what's in the water here. What are you guys not seeing? I got a little float to suspend the net just below the surface. You can see it's a spring high tide, and I have a little drogue anchor at the back, which is going to catch the current and just hold the net upright. And let's put this in the water and see what we catch. It's a very messy day to be fishing for zooplankton, but we're going to give it a bash. We're just going to fish for a while, see what's in the water. So the tide's just turned, so we'll see what we catch. I can already see some plastic drifting in the that's macroplastic. We want to see what microplastics are around. Oh, and what do we have there? We have a right foot slop. We're on the Swartkops Estuary. We've got bottle lids, sweet wrappers, polystyrene, and one right-footed shoe. So if we just have a look what the tide's bringing in today. Coke bottle. There's always a Coke bottle. Polystyrene. Oh, polystyrene. Lots of it. Polystyrene. These are just the large pieces we can see. Lots of small pieces. This is quite old, weather beaten. Broken up long ago. See all the little plastic bits, small pieces, very tiny. If you have a close look, I can see a polystyrene cup floating down the estuary. Around mid-view. Can't reach that one to throw it into the garbage. But that said, we have to stop and think about when we throw things into the garbage, where's it actually going? We don't see it anymore. But is it gone? Just a few minutes that I've been sitting here while the net's out. A range of pieces of plastic that have floated past, scoop them out. Seems like we should stop eating sweets. And chips for that matter. We'll sieve all this out, clean it up, see what's in there. Slow process of getting all the grass cleaned off. So I've rinsed all the grass off. Now I want to strain the water. And know if you can see that, but in this plankton sample we already have some microplastics. Well, typically the definition of microplastic starts at less than 5 millimeters, so some of these are a little bit bigger than that. Let's clean it up some more. So I'm just washing off the seagrass as best as I can. I think you can see what I'm getting at. This plankton net's been out for about 40 minutes and there's some very tiny pieces of things that are not biological. And from this you can see quite a few pieces of microplastics floating around in the plankton. I'm obviously not in the lab, so it is a little bit difficult to show you great detail, but we're going to try our best. So there are a lot of white pieces in here which might disappear against the white background of my bin lid that I've got, but let's have a good look at what's in here. So usually the natural items are shades of brown, and you can sort of see the plant fibers and that sort of thing, but everything that's stark white color is a small piece of plastic, or a blue or a yellow. Just to show you how small some of these pieces of plastic are, the only thing I had handy relative to size was the tip of a hypodermic needle that you would use to get your average vitamin B injection, and you can see that very small piece of blue plastic near it. So that just gives you an idea of how small some of these pieces are. And just to put that in perspective, we have some little mysid shrimp, and you can see the size of these shrimp relative to the piece of plastic. Much bigger. So the plankton community could actually readily eat these tiny pieces of plastic, certainly accidentally, while they're foraging for food. So a lot of the pieces of plastic in this sample were actually white, so it's very hard to see now that I've poured it into a white bin, but you saw it before. It really is a problem. It's only when you see them with the color behind them, like maybe a black background, that it would have been easier to see. But you certainly can see a lot of the microscopic little pieces there, all over the place. That's microplastics for you. It's real. It's here in our midst. Estuarine creatures are eating them. We're eating them.